A very good afternoon for to everyone present over here. Welcome back to the micro webinar series by Atulit Academy. So today we have with us Dipanshi Agarwal. Now, who is Dipanshi Agarwal? She is a soft skills and personality development trainer. She believes in empowering, encouraging, and elevating people. So today she is with us for a session on non-verbal communication body language and how we can slightly master it. So thank you so much, Dipanshi. Over to you now.
Thank you so much, Radhika, for the warm welcome and giving lovely introduction. So, as Radhika told you all that today we will be learning about the nonverbal communication, that is body language. As you all have heard that we all keep learning about the communication, right? How should we communicate? What kind of tone we should use, right? And we all must have heard that we should use the words wisely while uh, communicating and while we should um, I would say that we should listen proactively, right? But here, very less people know realize actually about the importance of non-verbal communication. So, non-verbal communication is our body language. You know, whenever we are communicating with someone, our body also speaks. So, today we will be learning and mastering the signs and signals which are very much powerful, which have a great impact on our communication. Whenever we meet some stranger or whenever we meet someone, so we always have heard that first impression is the last impression. So, to create that good and great impact, today we will be learning all the body languages, like body language, what all it includes. So let's go ahead here. Like as per this study, that majorly 50% is in our communication, 50% is what we are speaking, but 50 to 55% is what our body is speaking while we are communicating to someone, whether it is a group of people, whether it is a single person to whom we are speaking. So non-verbal communication has a great power actually. So our body also speaks without we are speaking, right? So today we will be focusing on that. So for example, someone may say that I am confident, but their postures speaks a lot. If I am saying, like, if a teacher is teaching to someone, to the students, right? She immediately get to know that who is understanding and who is not understanding by their body language, right? If some student is scratching their head, looking here and there, right, like this, it means that the student is not interested. The person is just speaking, but student is not interested. If we look at like we are thinking, we are trying to focus, but we are not understanding, so the speaker will get to know that yes, the person is trying to understand but he is getting confused, right? So here the solution to this is that ask model. I would like to focus you and practice this, that A for awareness, S for signal, and K for keeping practice. So awareness is while we are speaking, we should notice our postures, our eye contact, our how is our voice tone, how is our gestures. Gestures means the movement of your hands, the movement of your legs, the movement of your head. Are you nodding the head? Are you nodding like this? Right? So all these things should be keep in mind, and we should be very conscious about our gestures while we are communicating with anyone. Then the signals we should use. There are two kind of actually body type language, right? One is open body, and another one is closed body language. So if we are like keeping our hands open like this, and we are talking to someone, it means that we are welcoming the message what the other person is trying to give. And if we are sitting like this in a group, it means that this is a closed body language while we are crossing our hands and sitting like this, right? So it means we are not very much interested, we are just listening to the other people, right? And eye contact, I would say that if we are talking to someone, we should maintain the eye contact. It's not that we are staring that person, right? We should not stare, but yes, we should keep the steady eye contact. There is a very slight difference. If we'll keep like staring, the other person will think why he or she is like staring at me. So we should use our body movements very wisely. Then how you can master this like non-verbal communication like body language, you while keeping practice, keep doing practice on daily basis. If you are communicating to someone, be conscious, like how are your hand movements, how are your head movements, how is your eye contact. You should keep use this in your basically daily habits, which will uh, create a great impact and great improvement in your communication. So if when now we'll move to next one, I would like to welcome anyone who is interested. Like the first image, this one, can anybody tell me what this uh, baby is trying to express? Anyone?
The baby is trying to point out at something and show something.
Yes.
Like, look
So
there.
correct. So, if you will see, I have kept the pictures of the baby. So, while we are when we come into this world, we don't know any kind of language. How we express our emotions by our body language, right? We start communicating later on, but what we learn first, we learn to express through our movements, our gestures, right? So when a infant is there, he don't know how to speak, but he still he's able to express his or her emotions. Now if we look at the first picture, as Frida said, that the baby is trying to show something to us, like there is something, so we will look at that what he is trying to show. Then if we look at the picture at the extreme right, what the baby is trying to express, can anybody tell me?
I think he's just playing. He's
Yes, you
he's in
can.
awe as far as I'm concerned.
Right. So we can like the picture can depict multiple emotions, like he's in shock, or he's saying oh he has like seen something, right? So he's trying to express his or her emotions. So when a baby is hungry, he cries, right? So the mother gets to know, the family members get to know that yes, he is like hungry. He will means he will show different kind of gestures, right? When he is full, he will not cry, he'll start keep playing, smiling. So these are the things. When he is tired, when you will try to communicate to the baby, he will not give so that much of response, right? It means he's tired, he needs the rest. If he the baby is playful, so he will keep laughing, keep roaming around you, keep interacting with you. So these are the things which shows that yes, the baby is very much full of energy, and he wants to play with us, right? So these are the first learning, I would say, which a person gets before speaking. Right now we will come to the last slide of ours, and now here is the practice time. So I would request everyone to practice daily like 3 seconds of steady eye contact while you are communicating to someone. Try this once, so you will get make your communication much more better. And today you can try, while you are communicating, try to maintain an open body language, the relaxed posture while you are communicating. This will show you more confident, right? You will also gain more confidence while speaking to anyone. And today, one more thing, what you can actually do, just observe your body shift and body movements while you are communicating to anyone. Just uh, like see when you are nervous what kind of movements your body is doing. Like, are you moving your legs, you're shaking your legs, is your voice shivering? And if you are confident, then you will speak very fluently with minimal or relevant body gestures, right? So just observe your body movements when you will be speaking to someone. So, through this session, what we have learned is your body speaks before you do, right? Before you are speaking, your body starts speaking. So, make sure it speaks well. Thank you so much. Any kind of questions anybody has, so we can, you
Oh,
can shoot out.
very, very good, Dipanshi. It was a wonderful presentation. We really got to know a lot about nonverbal cues, and what do you call fantastic presentation. Kudos.
Thank you.
So, yes. So, after a wonderful presentation, this is what we are looking at. Over to peer review. Audience, what do you call positive and one constructive feedback, if any, please. Who would like to go first? Can you please raise your hands? What? None of you? Yeah, free.
Uh, so the thing is, of course, like how I was nervous yesterday, so were you today, and you did have a lot of ers, like what I am having right now again.
I told you
So,
no, that same problem I have.
but to be honest, the presentation, the entire way you presented was really good. I liked it. Of course, like how there was a little bit of that. It kind of felt a little flat at some point,
Yes.
but some place. Then when you got, that's why the engagement sound at only at that point the engagement also was a little difficult. Like for me, like I had to focus.
Hmm.
So, but otherwise, even when you brought that at that activity at some point, it was good. Again, there was engagement. So overall, I think you were good, and I liked it honestly.
Thank you so much for the feedback, Frida.
Yes. Who's going to
Yeah,
go next? Yes, Dipan.
right. The Panchi, I really liked the analogy which you drew between non-verbal communication and a newly born child. I thought that was really very creative and I really liked it.
Thank
The
you.
and the constructive feedback is that the flow of your voice could have been better. That's it.
Right.
Right. Thank you.
I need to work upon this.
All of us, we do need to work upon something or the other.
You will get
Right.
better as
Right.
time goes by. This is just the first thing, right? The first
Right.
presentation.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it was well organized. That your PPT was well. It was very well organized, and even I even like that ask part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things stay in your mind, actually.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes. Thank you, Dipali. Abhijit, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I just have this to say that an excellent presentation, of course, with clear takeaways. The good part in that presentation was that if you circulated this as a material electronically, and if they referred it back, it was easy to loop back to what you said at every slide, because it's already short, and there are clear mappings between what you said and what is there in
Yes.
the slide. So that is one good thing. The other part in the international part, I think it has already been talked about. But something which I, I mean, you may consider this as an area of improvement. Could be
Yes.
that when you talk about advisories, right?
Hmm.
Advisories which are coming either out of your own experience that you've learned from life yourself and believe that this should be
Yes.
the way forward for others, or class of advisories which has been researched by someone and there is data.
Okay.
So in your case, if you quote the Mehrabian principle, right, which talks about the influence of elements on communication, right? That in
Hmm.
short, that is what the Mehrabian principle is, right? 55, 7, and the remaining 35, I believe, 38, right? So 55% is the non-verbal part.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
There
Yes.
was a
Absolutely.
network blip. So if you quote the Mehrabian principle, I believe 55% is the non-verbal part, which you're actually talking in your presentation, right? So in
Yes.
case as an energizer, as something you can start as a hook. So if you can quote any of these frameworks, latched on
Okay.
very quickly by the audience in terms of
Hmm.
a belief. And wherever you're not able to quote any such framework for any reason whatsoever, so you can take a story out of your journey. Because advisory with something, a tried and tested advisory, it latches on with the audience, particularly the adult
Hmm.
learning part, a little more strongly. And then you can take it
Right.
forward till the end of your session. That is what I had. Yeah. Everything else was fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhijit.
Thank you, Abhijit. So, see, basically, why we ask for the peer review or the feedback or whatever is because this is your audience. This is
Hmm.
how your audience will think, because
Right.
you have different people looking at your presentation with different perspectives and different ways, right? So whatever feedback they give you, we will get to know that, oh, okay, this is how my audience is thinking, this is how they felt. So that is the reason why I mean, all this helps us tighten our gaps when we are presenting. That's all.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, right? So, thank you so much, everyone, for taking out the time and attending this presentation. Thank you, Dipanshi, again for a lovely, lovely presentation. And what do you call, it's a wrap from Atulit's side. See you next with more webinars and with our next segment that is going to come up. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
so much,
Thank you.
Radhika, for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.